Welcome to the Rusted Garden Homestead. This video is all about strawberry plants. I'm going to talk to you about how do you take care of them for the fall and winter. Today's September 6th. Strawberry plants here, I put in 1 plant, 2 plant, 3 plants into my tower. And they've been growing since early spring. Runners have come out. I'm going to show you how you propagate and multiply your plants. So your 3 plants will be able to fill in a lot more of the pockets here on these vertical towers. This is a strawberry runner. This is basically a baby plant, and we're going to pin this into a pocket so that it's in the soil, keep it moist, it's going to root out. And runners come out just like this. So the runner comes out of the main plant. One will start down here. If you have this contact the soil, it's going to grow and it's going to root out. So a couple of things that I always get asked: do I have to take my strawberry plants indoors? The answer is no, depending on where you live. I live in Maryland Zone 7. My winters will easily be in the 20s for weeks at a time. This will freeze all the way through. Strawberry plants will die back, but the root systems will be okay if your temperatures stay over 10 degrees Fahrenheit for the most part. So they're really, really hardy. You don't need to move these indoors. In fact, I'm going to cut and show you a flower box that's been just sitting outside. It freezes solid every year, and for the last 3 years it's come back. So to prep your strawberry plants for the fall, first thing I want to do is go in and just, take out anything that has died. I was slow. This was a baby plant. I was slow in getting these into the different pockets, so some of them died off, but good news is as soon as the temperatures adjust and more rain comes, that's a perfect transplant that we're going to tuck right into there. I'll show you how to do that. So you want to go through, take off any beat up leaves, remove anything that's brown, take out the weeds, and then in the pockets that don't have anything, let me get this out of here. We're going to put in any granular fertilizer, anything around a 5.55 NP&K, and we're just going to put in not even maybe a teaspoonful. So that will go into all the empty pockets. So here are strawberries that I just threw this flower box back here about 2 or 3 years ago when I moved in. They come back year after year. They're growing, maybe 6 inches wide, 4 to 6 inches wide, 4 to 6 inches deep. They freeze solid, through January and February. The plants come back. They're really, really hardy. So you do have time to get strawberry plants into your containers or into the ground now in the fall, which, it's not the best time, but you can do that here in Maryland Zone 7. But if you don't get them in the fall, really try and plant them as early as you can in the spring so the root system's established. Even have, it looks like a black walnut growing in there, I have to remove that. But this is completely neglected, and the strawberry plants are doing extremely well. Where I have plants, I'm just going to take about this much and just sprinkle it in there. And then what I'm going to do is take any potting mix, use anything that's on sale. We're going to fill it up and just bring the level up to the top. And then we will take care of the baby plants. We're going to water this in with a fish emulsion here in the fall, just one time. That will take care of the plants for fall and winter. Come spring, take off any dead leaves, water it in again with a water-soluble fertilizer. I like to use fish emulsion. Your strawberries will come back really, really strong. And if you get the ever-bearing type, they will produce at least twice a year in most zones. So I'm going to have strawberries, come October. Frost-tolerant leaves, sometimes the fruit doesn't do too well if the frost is too harsh, but you have time. These are really, really hardy plants. The pockets are filled up. And a couple of strategies. I'd like to try and keep the baby plant, so to speak, on the runners connected to a plant that's already rooted. That helps keep the plants healthy, keeps moisture in there. You can, technically cut them, put them right into here, keep it moist, and if things go well, it'll root out. But it's still getting crazily hot here, even in September, up to 90 degrees, 95 degrees. I don't want them to dry out, so if one breaks off, you can actually take this inside, put it in water, let it root out, and then take care of it later. So the strategy is pretty simple. You're going to look for a runner that's coming out, and we have one coming right there, and then it's going to be put right here. Press it in. Now it's going to want to pop out, so I use these fabric staples for like gardening fabric and just secure it on, push it down, and you just make sure the staple, you know, is pushing the strawberry plant into the soil, cover it over. That will root out and it's going to be a nice healthy plant. So I come down the runner again, find the next one, that's going to naturally go right to here. And I do the same thing, is get it into place. And notice that I'm keeping the runner intact. That will help take care of the plant while it, I'm going to move that a little bit because the leaves are going to come from there. I don't want to put the staple necessarily over that. And as long as that contacts the soil, you keep this moist, it's going to root out. Here is the third one. That will actually make it down to here. There's another one starting. I don't know if that'll make it or not. Staple it in, so to speak, just like that, and it'll stay in place. And now I've propagated the original strawberry plant in 3 different places. So I'll go through, take care of all that, and then we'll talk a little bit about ongoing care. The other thing you might find is some of the plants may have already secured themselves in different places, but you don't want that strawberry plant growing back there. So just reach in, dig down as far as you can with your hands, rip up as many roots as you can, and you have this. And that's what's going to happen up here where we put them in. Now that I have this, I'm going to be like, oh, all right, so I need to get more soil to put in there. I'll just put this one right down here. Make a hole, drop in the plant, press it in. Needs a little bit more soil. And now we've propagated the plant that way. Really easy. This variety is a Seascape. Grows really well here in Maryland Zone 7. I do recommend it if you can find that variety. But any strawberry plant is going to be able to tolerate being frozen 20 degrees Fahrenheit, even down to 10 degrees Fahrenheit. They fare well here in Maryland Zone 7 over our very cold Januaries and Februaries. Let me fix up the rest of the plants and show you the outcome. So I pinned in a lot of the strawberry plants. Some of them are still hanging. I'll talk about that in a second. On the left side there, that's where I have shade. And these are Greenstalk Garden vertical towers, by the way. I'm affiliated with them. You can find information in the video description if you want to buy them. Whatever towers you buy, you want to make sure you get plastic that's UV protected. I've had some of these for almost 6 years now, and they sit out in the sun full time. But you want depth. You don't want to buy those shallow ones. They're just going to dry out too quickly come July and August. So certainly if you're going to get vertical towers, buy something that holds a lot of soil. So where you can, with a tower this large or with space this large, like a pocket like that, try and pin in 2 strawberry plants. That's plenty. And you can see that the runner is intact going to all those. Now, this one doesn't have anywhere to go. I would, you know, pinch this off and then put it on the shady side. That's going to stay moist, more moist, because the sun's not pounding on it, and it's a greater chance for this strawberry plant to root out and survive over there. Other places, they're still growing. I'll wait till they get larger. Maybe they'll work their way down there. But I may cut off some of these and then just put them into water, let them root out in the house. Do that in the house. But look at the beautiful strawberries. Growing strawberries is definitely worth it. I highly recommend growing them in vertical towers. You just get so many strawberries this way. And then you can also propagate them. If you want to save money, just plant the top. Over the first season, they'll send out runners and you can just work your way down like I'm doing with these. Now, I'm not going to show you because it's pretty simple. Just fill up a watering container with your fish emulsion, water-soluble fertilizer, and then I would go and water each pocket. Just really soak it in. And then as these are establishing, you want to water them. It's September, so at least, I say 3 times a week. Sometimes the temperatures are still getting up to the 90s. You don't want these to dry out. Just keep them nice and wet. They'll root out, and come spring, you'll have beautiful strawberry plants that are established. And later in June, you'll have a wonderful harvest of strawberries. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I'll show you how I take care of these come spring. Thanks for watching, and please check out my seed shop at therustedgarden.com and just look at that strawberry.